Okay everybody, here is a video on how I planted avocado seeds to get them to sprout or grow leaves and become a tree. So we started off with the seeds in a cup with water, and when the roots had grown large enough and we get some growth from the top, I would want to plant them. So I have two right here that has already been planted. This one was the best growing one that I had so far. So this had been in the soil for about a month already, and I'll track the progress by photos. Now this one is a special one. What happened here was I was trying to clean the seed. It looked similar to this one here where it was split open already a lot by a lot, and as I was cleaning it, it broke. Both half of these broke, and the roots were still growing. So what I did was I pushed them together and planted it, and luckily it's starting to grow. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping it moist every day. I have some water left over on the bottom here so that it can suck up, or have the soil wet from the bottom. So I keep it moist by watering it every few days to make sure the soil is not dry. And same with this. Looks like when I do get some water left over here, it gets sucked into the plant. So I try not to overwater it. So for now, I'll just put these aside. And what I will do right now with these is plant all these in soil, because it doesn't look like it's going to grow too much from this height. And I've been occasionally cleaning up the roots because here, like this one here, it looks like there's mold forming on the roots here. And the same thing happened with the other two that I had planted. There's these white growth, or looks like mold on it, and I clean it off with toothpick because it's very delicate. And I've broken off some of the roots before, like for example this one here. I want to keep these in order, so we'll put that here. So this one here, I was cleaning off the bottom, cleaning off the roots, and somehow I got a little bit too rough with it, and the roots broke off. So I'm hoping that there's still a little bit of the root remaining, and I'm hoping that it would grow back again when I plant it in the soil, because it looks like there's a clump of growth coming up from here, and I don't want this to die. So not sure how much more it will grow in the water, so I'll plant it in the soil and see how it will go. So I'm going to try and remove the toothpicks from here, off camera that is, because it may take a little work, and I hope I won't split these, because if I squeeze too hard on it, it will split the two sides of this. So what I'm going to do is chronicle these by photo. This will be plant number 1, plant number 2, plant number 3, plant number 4 back here. Actually, this was 4 and this is 5 because I had them in order on the windowsill. So I'll keep monitoring them on the windowsill and track their progress. So for now, I'll just put the soil into these cups here, and when the growth grows, when the green leaves stem part grows bigger, I will transplant this into the pots like the other two. Okay, so let's put this on pause now, and I'll prepare this area and put these seeds into soil. Okay, so I prepped this area, and I had gone ahead and removed the toothpicks from both these sides. I guess the way to do that is just keep twisting it, and it should come off. But like this one here, it may not be turning inside the seed, and it may twist the toothpick out on the outside because it can be soft. And for this one, it broke the toothpick off, but that's fine. I just didn't want the toothpick to hold it outside of the cup. So as you can see from these roots here, it's discoloring from the water. So it looks like it's a good sign for us to plant it in the soil. So what I would do is I'll put this on here and fill in the soil from the side. Okay. Okay, so this is seed number 1. I just realized that this may not be a good medium or good pot because there's no drainage for the extra water. So we'll see how it turns out after about a week or so. I may just poke some holes in the bottom so that the excess water can drain out. But for now, here is seed number 1. Okay, let's prepare seed number 2, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is seed number 2, and same results happened this time, where one of the toothpicks remained inside and the other 2 I was able to pull out. Okay, so here's what I was talking about with the white mold or the white growth. So here on this side, I scraped off as much as I can, but you can see the remnants of the growth that was on here. And then also on the inside, right in here, not sure if we can get this, it was in here, there it is, that I had to scrape off the white growth. I call it mold. I think it's mold that's growing. So yeah, that was all scraped off. And if you're not gentle enough, one of the roots may break off. So this was on here before, and while I was scraping it, it all broke off. But anyway, it's only one, and hopefully it doesn't damage the seed too much. Okay, so here is the second one. Let's see, I think my hand's going to be in the way, so let me maneuver this differently. Here we go. Okay, just wanted to let the roots be able to grow a little bit on the bottom so that this doesn't sit all the way in the bottom. There we go. I think we got a good seeding there. Okay, here is seed number 2. Okay, pull this up a little bit. There. Okay, seed number 2. I'll clean this up a little bit, and then at the end I'll videotape them all again. Okay, so this is seed number 3. Let's see what's different about this. I'm gonna move this away. Seed number 3. Yeah, it looks like it has it also has the growth in here, the mold in here that I'll clean off. And on this side, looks good. This looks good. Okay, so you can see over here, the root here is discoloring. It should be around. It should be this type of white, but it's starting to discolor. So I'll see whether I can scrape any of this off if it does come off, and I'll be right back. Okay, here's seed number 3. I think I found the trick to pulling out the toothpicks from the side. You should pull it out before you start cleaning it. So what I was doing with the previous two seeds was I cleaned off the outside here first, and then while holding the toothpicks, I was cleaning off the roots. And when I do that, the toothpicks get wet. And when they get wet, then it makes it more easy to tear off the toothpick from the side here than if I were to try and pulling it out before, because then the toothpick will be all solid, and twisting it this way will twist the inside, the toothpick that's on the inside of the seed. Anyway, so this one is seed number 3. It looks like there is a pretty thick stem growing out of here, and multiple stems coming out. So this one looks like be very promising. So I think I should have mentioned this earlier, in that I had these seeds in the water for over 3 months already, and it's been pretty warm over here. That shouldn't be preventing the stem from growing out. So because I think these particular seeds don't like the water environment, that's why I decided to just put it in soil now. And you may wonder, I mean, I've seen other videos on YouTube about changing water in the cup. I try and do it every 2 weeks or so, and still I get the problem of the mold growing. So I'm not sure why it's happening. I don't have aspirin, because I saw in one of the other videos that people would put half an aspirin in the water to clean out some of the gunk that can form on the seeds. So maybe I should have tried doing that, but don't have aspirin in the house. Anyway, this is what resulted from these seeds anyway, and we'll just take it from here. Because the other two seeds that you saw in the beginning flourished really well when I put them in the soil. So here is seed number 3. I'll pack these down a little bit off camera, and then water it when I finish the other two. Okay, here's seed number 4. The unusual thing about this is that the top didn't completely split open, so the top is still connected, but you look over here and it looks like the stem is growing on the outside of it. It finds a way to grow upward through any opening. So for this, it's not green. You look at the stem for number 5, they're all green, but this one, color hasn't come in. Actually, it's green on the bottom, but coming up here, it's lost this green color. So this one was, it had a film along the bottom, so I try and rinse that off as much as I could. And then over here you can see the white growth. Try to clean that as much as possible as well. And I also wanted to see whether I can help it along by opening the top here, but I don't want to apply as much pressure, because then it may split the seed like that first one that I showed you. Anyway, let's put this in the soil. Okay. Okay, let's just do this for now. Okay, gotta get enough so this can rest on top. And, oops, I think we do. Fill it in from this side. And I think we're all set. Let me pull it up a little bit. There, okay. This is seed number 4. Okay, now on to the last one, seed number 5. Okay, so this is the last seed, and this one is rather unique in that it looks like, let's see if you can tell over here, there's like 8 stems starting to grow out, and 3 more stems starting to emanate from the main one. So I think you can kind of tell from here. Here's the, you know, on the inside, take the inside here, and then over here you have some more growth. Anyway, yeah, so this is the unique one, and to make it even more unique, this one was the one in which I had broken the roots off when trying to clean them. So I'm going to keep an eye out on this. This is number 5, and it'll make it easier to plant as well because I don't need to hold it up to keep the to keep the roots in. So just pull this on top, give it a good resting place, and then plop this on top like that. Okay. Okay, so what I will do is offline I will mark the cups and then apply some watering to all the seeds, bring them back out, and show you how they look before I end this video. Okay, be right back. Okay, got everything all cleaned up. Watered these all as well. So just a recap of how they will look. Seed number 1, nothing, no stem has started to grow yet, but this one I remember had some roots, so we'll keep an eye out for these. Number 2, I think I may have overwatered these. This is a little bit heavy, so let's check out the bottom. No, I don't see accumulation of water, but anyway, seed number 2, also no stem growing out of this yet. Seed number 3, we have a growth coming out from the top. Seed number 4, this is the one in which the top was pinched together, and stem is growing out off the side. Okay, and number 5, this is the one with the multiple stems with no roots. And yeah, this one is the interesting one. I want to see if the roots will regenerate or grow from what it is right now, and right now it's just the seeds sitting on top of the soil with no roots extending out. Anyway, this is my repotting video, and may do an update on this in about a month, see how well it has grown or not well. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this, and we'll talk with you all later.